there's always things that will trigger us, right? And make us cry or make us become emotional. Today, we're in the sign of Cancer, and I think we have some Aquarius in there too. So it's thought provoking, but Cancer, the energy of Cancer is very emotional. So I'm not surprised that that happened today. Hello, beautiful souls. I wanted to address something today that I think is super, super important. In case you missed what happened earlier today, beautiful soul friends, I'm coming on here today because I just took a walk. And yes, I have a filter on because I'm crying. So I was praying and doing my prayer walks, and this beautiful doe jumped out in front of us and she ran towards the road. And I prayed, please, God, don't let her get hit. Please, God, don't let her get hit. And I heard this little smash and she got hit. And sometimes, I sat here for a while and I can't stop crying because it really hurts my heart. I knew she was dead. I heard after a couple minutes she died instantly. So I know she's at peace. And I've seen her the last couple days walking back and forth here through the canal, which is dry. And the reason I feel that she's been doing this is because there's a baby down the bottom that got hit a couple days ago. And I almost wonder if it's not her baby. And maybe that prayer was answered for her to go to God. So I just ask that you send love and light to all the deer out there, because we're all children of God. They are all creatures of this earth. Please slow down. Please slow down. Thank you. So what I've come to realize after all this came up, I was speaking with a friend of mine who is a coach. She's an amazing life coach. And we were just literally talking not about the experience, but about day-to-day life. And she made a good point to me that I don't think I fully understood. And I want to be really transparent and really vulnerable here and really authentically me, because honestly, that's who I want to come through as all the time. And I think sometimes that gets lost in translation. What I've learned after sharing with my friends experience, we got to talking, and next thing you know, she said, I have a question for you. And I said, shoot, what is it? Kind of shared the experience a little bit about what happened. She had seen it on Facebook. Why did you proceed to share something so vulnerable, so raw, and so beautiful, and yet you filtered yourself? And I thought, geez, I don't know. I had to think about that for a minute, and I thought, Actually, I thought about it for more than a minute. We talked for a while. We had to go for a bike ride, but just to clear the energy, because energetically, when that accident happened, I was right there. So I really was impacted by all of it. I want to share that with you. When things like that happen, we do sometimes take them on, especially as a trauma or something like that in our life. And I found a nice way to let that go on a side note by taking a bike ride and clearing it and doing some other energy techniques. So make sure you stay till the end. If you're new here, I'm Lisa, the Multifaceted Medium. Hit the like button and subscribe. Let me know if something like this has ever happened to you, or maybe you've ever felt this way too. What my friend was basically sharing with me, you're putting yourself out there on social media. You want to be loved, valued, and accepted for who you are. We all do, right? I mean, come on, we can all relate with that, right? So I thought, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And in the moment before I went to post it, I was like, oh, I don't want to look bad. And I thought, that was totally my ego, but I couldn't, in the minute that was going on, I was so sobbing, my face was so swollen, and I thought, I just don't want to look bad, but I thought, it's not about what you look like, this experience, but in the back of my mind, that ego voice was saying, you got to look better, because people want to see pretty. And when Anita brought this up to me, my friend, it really opened my eyes. And I thought, you know what? No, they want to see raw. Because on the bike ride, I was listening to all these compelling voice transformation techniques of healing, different ways to reprogram our mind in a really positive mindset sort of way. And I thought, okay, I was in the state of awareness and allowance. We want to share rawness and vulnerability of where we are in the moment. And in that moment, I was basically reaching out like a cry for help, because when it happened, there was no one there. And it was so traumatic other than Penny and I screamed when it happened. And it was so upsetting to my system. I felt like I needed to express myself. And then I thought, other people, this has probably happened to too, and maybe this will relate with them. But then, like she said, and it made such a good point, and it's not a judgment on anybody, whether you do something like that, or even a judgment on me.
It was just an observation and an awareness because she said, I know you. I've sobbed in front of her. We've done coaching before together, and she's helped me with yoga poses and different things like that. She's also a yoga instructor. What really made sense to me is she's like, I know you and who you are, and I see your beauty naturally. Just like right now, no filter, right? This is just me. She's like, I see your beauty naturally. And when you cry naturally, it's a beautiful thing because you're releasing and allowing yourself to feel safe, to feel heard, to feel seen, to be loved, right? And so I'm really grateful, I have to say, for all the people who have shown love on the page and have sent prayers out for all the deer out there, because I think it is such a sad thing that they get hit. Unfortunately, it's part of the world we live in. We have a lot of cars on the road. It was an accident. This doe was not meant to, I shouldn't say she wasn't meant to be hit. Who knows? Maybe God had a bigger plan than we even understand. This was kind of a bummer that I happened to be there at that time. But earlier in the day, I had asked and set my intention to bring love into my experience. Well, we don't always know how love is going to come into our experience because I'm doing these mind affirmations. And one of them was, and I'll share it with you now, it's by the late Dr. Joseph Murphy, who I absolutely love. If you guys love him, let me know in the comments below. But he was saying that which I greatly love comes into my experience. So from this moment forward, that which I greatly love comes into my experience. And I thought, okay, how is this something I greatly love? And what made sense to me was sometimes you have to allow yourself to let go of everything you think in order to feel something. And maybe I needed to feel that compassion for this doe. Then I kind of put this out there and I thought, God, why is this happening? And I kind of felt this energy and this feeling of we are all God, right? So God is in the midst of us, right? He's helping to heal us now in all different ways. And the God within me, which, I'm not saying I am God, I'm saying that we are all part of God and we all have God within us, right? So that we all have this beautiful life force inside of us, and that's what keeps us alive. And whatever your belief system, that's great, but for me, what I'm understanding is when I said that, it was like, well, you know what, you have this energy of God in you and you've called in the love and the light, so of course you're going to experience this energetic frequency. And I thought, oh, okay, so maybe next time I'll intend not to I want to have the love in my life, like being compassionate for others and animals and human beings, but I also don't want to see things like that. So maybe be a little more clear with my intention, but also, who's to say that wasn't exactly what was meant to happen? I truly believe it was, because I was in a great place walking along, and this experience of this doe, I saw her take her sip of water. She was grounded. She was trotting through. She ran right in front of us, and I stopped because I thought I don't want to spook her, and she just ran right up to the road. So there really was nothing anyone could do about it. The poor woman who hit her probably was traumatized as well. It was an accident, and these things happen. But what I wanted to share and why I am coming on here today is really about, I wanted you to see me for who I am. And I think we all want to be seen for who we are. And I just wanted to share with you that, in those times of being vulnerable, like now, yes, I'm not crying right now, but the next time that happens, I'm going to come on and be raw and just be myself. And hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I just wanted to share with you that my friend Anita really helped me in that moment of coaching me through that experience. Oh, we got to be. Ooh, okay, he's gone. In that moment of her coaching me through the experience, it really helped me to, first of all, realize that my ego wanted to hide part of myself, because as much as I wanted to share myself with you guys, I was kind of afraid that I would be judged. I think that's the underlying feeling. After I thought about it on the ride home, I thought, why did I want to put that filter up? It wasn't really to look pretty. I still looked all crying, and you could tell I was crying, but she kept saying how that's really distracting because I know how beautiful you are naturally. You don't need that. I think I put it up because we put this little veil in front of us to maybe just so we don't get hurt. And I guess I was hurt already from the experience, so I didn't want to be hurt anymore or have somebody, maybe say something that wasn't nice, because social media is not always pretty. But I will say that I'm glad that that experience came up and I was able to address it. And I just feel so inspired and compelled to create this video to share with you guys that this is the real me, right? I have some lines, I have some smile lines, I have some little wrinklies here. And you know what? I love the person that I am. And I hope that you love me too. I love you guys, and I'm grateful that you're here. And you know what? Sometimes we have experiences where we become very emotional. We're in that moment. And I just want to say that it's okay to be unfiltered, scream and say what you have to say, and shout it to the rooftops, because you know what? The right people will hear you. And I feel like that's what I've been maybe holding back from you guys, is I feel like I share a lot of myself with everyone, but there is a part that I think I had been holding back. She won't be holding back anymore. I just wanted to let you guys know that she's here and she is embracing who she is. So if you're interested in working with my friend Anita, she's a phenomenal life coach and she'd be happy to help you. I'm going to drop her information in the comments below. Please check her out. She's the most beautiful soul and she will really help you. I love reaching back to you guys and answering your questions and letting you know that you're not alone, because sometimes we go through these experiences and we think, God, are we doing this by ourselves? Like in that moment when that happened, I so looked around for somebody. I just needed a hug. I was so upset. And I saw a man in the distance who was getting ready to go fishing. And when I screamed, when all this happened so loud, as soon as I screamed, he looked and I thought, he doesn't know what the heck I'm screaming about. And then I just started sobbing. And I thought, he looked down this way and he was like, yeah, I'm going this way. That lady's a little crazy. And he just walked right down and went fishing, which totally fine. I wasn't expecting him to come up and be like, are you okay? Because the nicest gentleman stopped and he just kind of looked at her and he looked over and I caught his eye and I just said, oh my God, is she still alive? And he said, I don't think so. And he gently picked up her legs and took her across the road, very gently and gingerly placed her on the side of the road, like in the ditch there, and just laid her down so gently. And it was almost like he said a little prayer over her. And when he walked back to the car, I waved and said, thank you so much. And I just said, God bless you, because I feel in that moment, we were all blessed. The deer, the gentleman, the woman who was hit, and myself. I think we were all blessed in that moment because it was a coming together of souls. For whatever reason, God had a higher power. The universe had a higher power, whatever you call it. But there was something bigger than ourselves. I want to celebrate something really big today. It's like a little milestone. YouTube let me know that I was at 199 videos the other day. So today, this video is going to be my 200th video. It's a big milestone in my world. Like and follow for more. Subscribe if this is something that you found value in. Help cheer me on, because I would love your love and support, because the more you guys share with me, the more I can share with you. And I want to be able to bring stuff to you guys that is really helpful, supportive. What do you want to learn about? You know, I know so many different things. I'm multifaceted. All kinds of beauty, be sharing energy healing techniques, tips, things like that, mediumship, intuitive development, connecting with your angels, your loved ones in spirit, you name it. I can give you some tips on pets because I've trained Penny over here and she's doing amazingly well. My Amazon stuff. I mean, there's so many different things I could share from all different facets of my life. There's so many ways I could bring value into your life, and I would love to be able to do that for you. So being that I hit my 200th video, I would love your love and support. So again, thank you guys for listening. Smash that like button and I will see you again soon. Peace out.